Hey everybody, welcome back to X's for Show. I'm Nico, and you guys can check me out at Nico Action.
And I'm TK. You can find me at TK Accidental.
That makes me Tori. You can find me online at SM Tori. That's Tori with an I.
Hey everyone, I'm Jonah. You can find me places at Peak Jonah.
That makes me your producer, Kevo. You can find me at Kevo Really. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment so we know what you want us to cover in the future. But today we've got some new queens. We have a new batch of queens. How exciting.
We got to meet the queens from way up north, and I just want to say nothing ever makes me more aware that I want to take a Canadian geography lesson than hearing these girls be like, and no one has won from where I'm from ever. And I just want to be like, I didn't think there were that many places in Canada that didn't have like an amazing queen from them yet, because we've had so many seasons. But it turns out I got a lot to learn about some Canada.
I always forget that like Eastern Canada is the place we don't talk about. Like,
yeah, evidently Western Canada is the place to be.
Right, because I'm just like, oh yeah, Eastern Canada, and they're just like, no, that's where the French are, and that's where the crazy people are.
And at last, my time has come, for these are my neighbors. These are, I feel a little bit bad about this, but something that I have said to people is that while the United States overall has suffered from Canadian travel, from lack of Canadian travel, a lot of Portland just hasn't, and frankly my travel related business has not, because our relations are very strong. Halifax, Prince Edward Island, those are our neighbor cities, and so I'm always excited to see queens from, because Halifax is a lot like Portland, Maine, the city that I'm from, in that it is very cool. There is actually a lot going on, but nobody believes you when you say that. And it really is, like, in a lot of ways, a microcosm for a much larger city. Like, we have all the stuff. It's just we only have one of the thing, as opposed to like 20 of the thing that a place like New York would have.
I love it. And I love talking about Canada Drag Race. I think this is so much fun. I love that we got a new batch of girls. I do want to say that the only thing that made me go, oh, is that the Meet the Queens was seemingly done by creating a flow chart in Excel and then sorting alphabetically, because this is in fact the girls in alphabetical order.
It's always the girls in alphabetical order.
And we can get somewhere new with that, can't we?
No,
I don't
it's equalizing.
I hear it, but then also there's no flow, guys.
I have the exact same thought, that it's a curatorial job. Like
job.
You watch all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You watch all 12, and then you go, who's got that dynamic thing where you want to hear them first? And you go, who had a great one, but we're maybe just gonna put it in the middle. And then you go, who's our showstopper for the end? That's fun. That is legitimately a job.
There's a reason Starboy is the opening track. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And yes, alphabetical is egalitarian. It just
But I don't feel it is done alphabetically in the spirit of fairness so much as just sort by name.
Well, I do kind of wonder with Canada, because we have the egalitarian judging.
Well, they're alphabetical in the U.S. too.
Are they?
Yes, our Meet the Queens is alphabetical.
I cannot believe they would just allow it to fall to that kind of chance.
And then they also, I believe the first runway is usually alphabetical, but it could be different if like it's attached to the talent show or something like that. Usually the first runway is also alphabetical.
I'm not paying enough attention, I guess.
See, this is the Virgo part. This is the part where like my mind is like constantly going, because like, so I just finished Canada versus the World 1 because I hadn't seen it yet. Oh, very exciting for me. And I was like, oh, normally when we do the team so-and-so, team so-and-so, team so-and-so, it is alphabetical. And when we introduce in the finale, it's alphabetical. But this time it was not. And it didn't even start with Canada. So I was very fascinated by the whole thing.
It's just one of those things where I guess you don't realize it till you realize it. When you notice it, and that's great. But again, let's get curatorial with it. Let's find a flow. There's an art to the mixtape that is so much greater than we give it credit for. Jonah, how you feeling about these queens?
I am so excited. Canada is always my favorite international. Really, international being in North America. There are neighbors up north who We deserve to be treating better, and the series as a whole deserves to be treated better. So I'm very excited to see these divas, these queens, these performers. I am so excited. We will get to her when we talk about it, but I'm so excited we have the first drag king on the show ever. I could not be more excited to see that level of representation. And so I'm just, it would always be Canada. Canada has always been that girl when it comes to pushing boundaries of like, what is drag, what is performance art, all these different things, and the way the people that they cast and the performers that they choose. So I could not be more excited.
And it's in that spirit that I just want to start with. There are no bad queens in this batch. There is nobody out here saying that we've seen exactly 1 minute and 13 seconds of each girl, and we are ready to cast doubt on their ability. You get that first vibe from some girls where you're like, oh, that girl's a lollipop. She's so cute and sweet. And then you get other girls where you're like, she's like a really burnt steak. But that's not what we're here to, because that's just vibes. That's not their talent. Mm-hmm. And we want to talk about their talent. We want to talk about what we are the most excited to see. So a couple of months back, we came up with a game all spearheaded and brillianted by the amazing Tori. And she helped us break this out into groupings and everything. And so we have divided all of the classic Drag Race competitions into a couple of quick categories. And so we got charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent. Charisma's got girl groups, acting, adverts, and the finale crown. We've got, I feel like I'm now saying everything like Arizona Brandy. Okay, we've got uniqueness featuring design, ball, and makeovers. Makeovers! We have nerve with group improv,
makeover,
and Choreo LaLaPaRuZa. And then talent, video talent show, singing Rusical, and Snatch Game. So what we're going to do is we're going to say what we're most excited to see each girl do, because we're excited to absolutely see every girl do everything. But we are not here to, we're not here to pick on anybody before they've had a chance to make weird choices on the runway, So, all that said, we would love it if you guys played along with us by clicking on the tier maker in the, Kevo, is it in the description or is it in the chat?
Oh.
It's both, bitch.
And I love it. So then I would love to kick this off right off the bat. I think we all did our little notes. We all kind of have like some thoughts that we want to say. But end of the day, I just want to congratulate each one of these girls for making a circus look work, because that's hard. It's so easy to look like embarrassingly costumey, and these girls all really brought something fun, really cool, really exciting. And we kick it off with Dulce, who is like our Mexican culturista from the boring London, evidently. Didn't know that was a thing, right? Like, but how do you guys feel? How you Dulceing?
I mean,
go for it, Tori.
No, I'm excited. It's exciting to see. When you grow up American, you kind of get used to there's a bunch of nationalities around, and your brain kind of says, "Oh, we're special. We're the diverse country. Like we're the immigrant country, as we should be," and other countries are just homogenous. So it's very exciting to me that we're having a Mexican queen on Canada, who's bringing so much of herself to this.
That was my initial reaction too, and I really enjoyed her energy. Just like she started things off really, really strong, in terms of just sounding like she was excited for the competition, and like she literally physically felt like she was going to do a lot of stuff. She capped it off with a bunch of Drag Race cliches, and I started to get nervous, and this Meet the Queens did let me down in terms of that nervousness. Again, this is a curatorial thing. This is like the thing that I said with Nyong Bella, where I just like, I know that she said the thing that she said. I just wish they'd cut it out, because they get so much footage to use from the girls that they can use however they want. and they clearly got a lot for this Meet the Queens, but they left in a lot of stuff that I'm just like, I wish I never heard another person say this again, because it doesn't do anything. It sounds really drag racy and boring, and it takes away from what makes you feel unique when you start to talk about like how you're a mean girl and how you're not afraid to say truth and you'll tell people things. The only thing I want to hear is that girl who's like, I'm legitimately terrified to say anything to anyone, because that girl has never been on the show before. No girl ever gets on Meet the Queens and goes, I'm scared of everybody. I don't know how to read. I don't know what I'm doing here. So that would at least be novel. But somebody saying that they do all those things, I just think, unfortunately, it takes away from what makes them so special. And I noticed it with Dulce so much because she started off seeming so special and capped off with, again, those cliches. And that became a bit of a pattern throughout this Meet the Queens.
Tori, how are you feeling about Dulce?
Oh
no, so sorry, sweater. You just went. I am the worst. I'm having a moment. We're going in order, and now I have to skip you. But you go again.
No, I think she was really great. I liked how she started off high energy. It was really fun. I think her outfit is so cute. So I'm excited to see her, and I feel I'm getting like really good like group improv scene kind of vibes off of her. I think she'll really shine in that kind of environment.
I love that. So what? Oh, you're casting your vote. Where are you casting her?
Oh, Nerve.
Ooh, the Noive. I love that. And I just want to jump in on that. I very much agree with you. If she's going to rock somewhere, it's going to be some kind of fun, wild. I don't know that memorizing a script is her thing, but I'm with you. I think she's going to have a lot of fun just bringing that wacky.
Mm-hmm.
Jonah, how about you?
I'm also putting this diva in Nerve. She gives me somebody who, as she just kind of described it, like doesn't back down. So I'm excited to see her kind of read people. She seems like somebody who would be a good reader. And I kind of adore that. I love her name. I love the look. I love the energy she gave. I think everybody gave really good energy. I'm also slightly like, I think we've come full circle with like Drag Races. And I'm like, no, give me all of them. Just put all of them in the thing. I think it's funny now. For me, it's wrapped around. Well, and then we'll come back. Well, the pendulum swings. Eventually, we'll go back to being like, no, don't talk about it anymore. But then I'll want to be like, no, talk about it. Do it. It's funny.
I think for me, I definitely hear what TK is saying about, I think something that struck me about this Meet the Queens is how short it was, and I feel like it was condensed soup, and I think that's even where there's a few comments that maybe came across saltier, but I think it's because there's so little that the salt stands out a little bit more. I think they tried to grab the most scintillating of the clips. It was a lot coming right out the gate. But I'm hoping that that's all it is, because she does give great energy, great sass. I really love it. I'm torn between nerve and charisma, so I think I'm just gonna go with the group because I'm weak.
I don't think there's anything weak about sticking with the status quo. I mean, Troy and Gabriella did it for a minute, and it all worked out for them. Yeah. So. Anybody got any last vote on Dulce, or are we getting ourselves some Eboni La'Belle?
Mm-hmm.
Eboni La'Belle, I just want to say, my mom went to a school called St. Catherine's Academy. So every time she kept saying St. Catherine's, Ontario, I was just like, you mean Academy? Oh, no, it's a place. Got it. I love that she was funny, wacky. I love that she likes to lean into the auntie role. I will say, I've never mistaken a lip sync for singing, because the thing that you can't do when you're lip syncing is move your throat. And I'll never think that you are singing if your throat isn't moving. So just of note, if you want to take it a step further, you have to from here too, you
gotta the breath control, the chest.
Exactly. And that's not at her. That's at like the lip sync identity that we have like built. Just because your lip is shaking like you're Whitney Houston on a bumpy bus does not mean that I'm going to think you're the one singing. But I believe this girl's got it. I believe if this girl says she can do it, I believe she can do it. So to pull back up our list of categories, I am really excited to give this girl her lip sync due, and I am going to say that she is. I can't find which one has lip sync.
Sorry.
Does any of them have lip sync?
Well, because lip sync's a separate category.
Yeah, it is. Okay, so
But
Tori,
LaLaPaRuZa.
is under
Yeah.
nerve.
nerve. Okay, we nerving it, girl.
Either
You
that
are.
or talent.
You're so nervy, and I so love it.
Yeah.
TK, what you got?
I agree with really everything you said. I feel it's a little unfortunate that I'm putting her in nerve because I just didn't hear anything about anything that would make the other categories viable.
I get what you mean.
You know what I mean? Great energy. This cast just overall had phenomenal energy. I'm going to repeat it over and over again because I want to give everybody their due. But sometimes the American cast, even when they have a lot of energy, it is cursed. It just doesn't feel good during the Meet the Queens. And I will say, like, even when the Canada girls give me the cliche drag racisms that I still am sick of, I need to get into Jonah's headspace. Even when I hear them from the Canada girls, something about it feels a little more fun. It feels a little more playful. I always just get a little bit on edge when the American girls do it. But yeah, just really great energy, just not a lot of mention of stuff. So I'm going with nerve. And I do think that I can see her doing great in particularly Choreo and LaLaPaRuZa. It'll be interesting to see about things like group improv, because when you have that kind of energy, even when you're untested, you can bring something great to improv. Just it depends on who you are. It depends on if you can roll with it a little bit, even if it's something that you haven't done before.
Like
But
Steve Wynn would roll with it.
Precisely. I could really believe that she would do great as, in talent, in the Rusical and in Snatch Game. I believe that she could do great in girl groups and in an acting challenge. We'll find out. But for now, from what I saw, she does feel like a nerve girl.
Speaking of nerve girls,
Nerve us. So for me, I'm going rogue on this one. I've decided that. So it's really interesting because a lot of these challenges, if we specifically really resonate with one of them for these queens, some of these challenges don't come until the end of the show. So it's one of those things where, like, we could say, oh, we would love to see all these girls, what they're going to do for the finale crowning episode challenge, quote unquote. But not all of them will get there. So for me, I think I'm going rogue, and I'm saying that I think her vibes and her energy really matches uniqueness. I think a lot of motherly queens do really well on the makeovers because they know how to stamp themselves onto someone else. They know how to make their makeover partner feel really comfortable, really loose, like get excited for the for everything. And so I think that's kind of where I'm landing for her. The vibes are so lovely, and I just think that it's going to be really good. And I think she feels like one of those people who can probably put something together that's really interesting for the design challenges as well.
Jonah.
For me, I put talent. I was super excited by the way that she kind of like just talked about her lip sync game, about how she was talking about the way that she performs. I love somebody who kind of describes themselves in such a way, and I love the idea of where her drag comes from. I think she's like an excellent queen, that I'm super excited to get to see. And so that's why I said talent, because I always want to put talent for everybody, because I want to see like a talent show. Canada doesn't really do talent shows, but I want them to do one. So I would want to know what she would do in a talent show.
Speaking of showing talent, Kevo, get out from behind that Chiron and tell me what you're thinking.
I think I am also going to go wild and say charisma, because I kind of want to see, the faces she was giving. I'd love to see what she does for the acting challenge.
I love that. And I want to say that Hazel gave something right off the bat that I really liked, which was a sort of not apologizing for being a little too much. Like the one thing I will say is I don't think I've ever heard this many girls say that was crazy about something they had just said. Like, it's a lot of very self-congratulatory joking, which I'm here for it. I laugh at my own jokes all the time. It was, like TK said, a little unfortunate they cut every girl saying the same phrase. But I kind of love that Hazel brought up that she's, like, been in, I want to say, I don't want to assume it was Olympic diving, but she said diving team and Team Canada. So...
Oh, shit, Florida State. Oh, yeah, no, she's serious.
Yeah, so like, she's bringing a certain level of physicality and excellence that for me doesn't necessarily demand that she be allowed to kind of have I'm the that bitch of it. But when you've achieved and you've fought and you've done something, I think that's pretty good. And I think that's pretty cool. That said, I think it's a little bit more talent for me here for her. I think she's going to shine through where she's giving 100% the thing she's prepared. And like, that is what somebody who practices does. That is someone who has a routine. That is what they do. And so I think she's going to talent our asses off.
You mentioned one of two things that I freaked out when I saw this queen. Right now, she is at the top of my roster. The one was her talking about not just that she was on Team Canada and she was a diver, but what she said was, and I'm going to apply that to every single thing I do here, which is just a great, for me, that's a thing that I don't hear enough, even though it is kind of a drag race cliche, because that's what Rue said, and we used to hear it a lot more, but it just kind of went by the wayside. But it is, I still think, a fundamental thing. So she said that, and I loved it. And then what else does she say? I took acting classes, I took sewing classes. She showed up prepared. And I will say the one thing for this is now I don't know quite where to put her. Because she does give me nerve energy. I think she really will do well in improv challenges. And in, I could see her being really funny. I could see her being great in a lip sync. All of the talent stuff, she says she's taking sewing classes, so I got to wonder about design. And then charisma, I think that she has it, period. I know that there are specific challenges and qualities that we put with charisma, but I think she also just broadly has charisma. I think, Nico, ultimately, I agree with you that this is a talent girl, but I really won't be surprised if she absolutely sings in uniqueness when it comes to the design challenges and to the makeover. I won't be surprised if she does all of them or like a bunch of ones that we haven't talked about really specifically well. Really great, well-rounded queen that I'm excited about.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. I think this one is definitely a talent. I think this is someone who is coming in very prepared and very ready to crush. And I think it's going to just be, it's just going to be, is she able to become a little malleable for what the judges are looking for? Canada usually lets you run your own speed pace and just wants you to elevate. It's not looking for you to be as versatile as America is. So I think that as long as she, keeps her head in the game and goes for it, I think it'll be really great. I will be excited to see her Snatch Game. A lot of really smart, funny queens are very prepared for Snatch Game until they get in the space. And so I'm interested to see what someone who's obviously ready to prepare can do.
I put her as charisma. Well, number one, she had my favorite moment in the entire thing, where she started singing from the iconic "I Got a Trick Up My Sleeve" from Drag Race Canada Season 2 Clown Rusical. And the fact that she was the only one to reference it is crazy. So by far my favorite moment, I put her in charisma because she talked about putting on shows in Vancouver, and I love when someone talks about that, because that to me says they know how to put on a good performance. And if she gets to lead a girl group challenge, I want to see what she can do by being able to stage a show. So like, I would love to be able to see that on the screen. So that's why I gave her charisma.
Oh, now I'm torn. I was gonna go with everyone else again, but I do love Yeah, I think I'll stick with talent though, because like you pointed out, her being able to reference a Rusical like that shows an excitement for it. I hope, but yeah. So I'm gonna stick with my original.
So I really want to just say, Karamilk, you got me here. I thought you were very funny. I did absolutely kind of get risk boarded out when she was trying to say how many places. I literally put geography ? In my notes. I love the look. I love the attitude. I love the performance of personality. Because nobody is ever exactly who they are. I don't care what I'm exactly this all the time. We can't be. Cameras change who we are mentally, and I felt like this was such a genuine version of something synthesized for a screen. I just thought she was super fantastic, and so I'm really excited to see where she goes and how she does. I think, if anything, I do wish that we had a category that was just like hee hee ha ha funny. To put some of these girls in, but Rue, and by extension Brooke, expects everybody to be funny in all elements of their drag. So I'm gonna put her in uniqueness because I want to see what the bitch wearing this does at the ball. I want to see what somebody who brings this much look to the meet me is gonna bring to the you think you've met me. So that's where I'm ready.
Again, great energy, really liked her. I had the same thing where, because I tried to write down everybody saying where they were from, and I found myself, I wrote something and then I had to go back and write something else, and then I had to go back and write a third thing. But I think that's cool. I mean, again, like, it's a reminder that Canada's a fucking whole ass country with its own major cities, and you can be from a bunch of different places in Canada and have a whole life. So I liked her energy. Again, another one that didn't mention a lot of what she was going to do except acting. So she's getting charisma from me because she specifically mentioned that talent. I could really see her doing well in a girl group challenge. She also had some drag racisms that, it was the reading and
Original song.
Yeah. Despite the fact that she was giving a little bit of like, I'll read the other girl's energy, I think she actually might really do great in a girl group because she, to me, in this gave a kind of, I think it's plausible that she can work well in a team. Don't know. We'll find out. But these are my initial guesses. And so this is a charisma girl to me.
Just speaking of a team, I want to say thank you to Matt and thank you to Andrew for being part of the chat, voicing your opinions, play along on the tier maker. We love you, and you guys make us tier. So we appreciate you. Speaking of appreciating top tier, Tori, talk to me about this queen.
I'm excited. Karamilk is one of our gals with a drag race pedigree. She's from the House of Couture. She's Kimmy Couture's daughter. And so I'm excited. I know the Coutures are good for a girl group, so I too had put her down for charisma. I think she's going to be a whole lot of fun. I'm really excited to see Karamilk, I think, go pretty far in this one.
Jonah, what you got?
This queen stunned me. I love the way she paints. I love her aesthetic. I love the look she made. I hope her drag grandmother Isis made a couple of her looks. Hope we get to see more Isis creations on our screen because she looks absolutely fantastic and incredible. I gave her charisma because if someone mentions they're good at acting, I want to see a good actor. Give me somebody who knows how to play with these not good acting challenges. Because even when the challenge and the material isn't the best, we've had plenty of people star and showcase what superstars they are through bad material. So I'm excited to see what she can do.
I love that. And speaking of good material and what he can do, Kevo, bring it home. What do you think about Karamilk?
Yeah, I think I'll stick with everyone else. Charisma, in the most genuine sense of the word as well. A very charismatic queen. So, yeah.
Now, I want to pivot for a minute. Tori, I would love to ask you to open up talking about Mya Foxx. I would love to get somebody else's take just to open this one, because I don't know that I have enough thoughts to really run this yet.
Yeah, I think Maya's Maya's of course bringing us is some Inuit heritage. We have our first one. That's so exciting. And I think she's really fun. I liked her. I liked her headpiece. I just kept staring at for like hours. I was like, what is it? And I can't, and not in like a what is it, but just like a what am I looking at? How did it get there? How is it holding that all these pieces like 2 inches from her face and they're not like loose? Like I was just very fascinated by everything that she's brought. It's very intricate work. There's bead work. There's all kinds of fun stuff. So I'm just really excited. I mean, we have a Nova Scotian. Like, I'm so ready. We've the way that Canada approaches Indigenous drag and their Indigenous contestants is so special to me. Although I may be forgetting some previous ungreat moments because last season was so wonderful. But that's what I'm excited for, and I think she's really bringing a lot of energy, which is so fun to see. And so I had, this one was a tough one for me. I know that she's a bit of a hoofa, and so I was really kind of looking at nerve. I was kind of looking at charisma, and I think where I think she's maybe gonna shine is I'm pretty much thinking talent, because I think this is gonna be an interesting group for a Rusical. And I think that it's something that she can shine in given the right opportunity. So that's where I've decided.
Love it. Nailed it. Took the words out of my mouth. We're having a meatloaf moment. TK, I bet you make a mean-ass meatloaf.
Have I not made you meatloaf before?
I don't think you have. And it's literally one of my favorite foods of all time. So like, I can't wait.
Well, yeah, I do. And now it's on the docket.
I'll be the Jim Steinham to your meatloaf.
Yeah. I am putting Mya in uniqueness, specifically because of the look that she brought and her cultural background and the fact that she's the first Inuit queen. And she said specifically, like, she's going to be bringing that into her drag. And I think we get amazing runways when queens of culture get to bring their background onto the main stage. And I think those queens often, because they have to think outside the box to figure out how am I going to bring this piece of myself and represent myself, but also meet the prompt, they give us really unique looks. And then I really liked her makeup. I'll be interested to see if, there are makeup traditions of the Inuit that come into this, that could come into a makeover challenge. She just has great energy, as they all do. And I mean, I think it is incredibly brave to come on shows like this, especially as First Nations peoples, and to represent, and especially when you're the first, to come in really strong and proud. And I won't be surprised if she is a big talent girl. I won't be surprised if she's a big nerve girl, but I couldn't take my eyes off the look. And that's what I went right to.
Speaking of can't take your eyes off him, Jonah, what do you think? Try again for me.
There we go. I love we're getting our first Inuit queen. I love any sort of representation, especially for First Nation, Indigenous people. I really appreciate everything that she was talking about. So I put her in uniqueness because I can't wait to see and learn about her culture that she gets to bring through her drag. I'm so excited to learn, to experience, and to see how she combines all of that together into this beautiful drag package.
Beautiful package. Kevo, hit me.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with that. I think, especially, there's a lot of design elements that I would love to see more from her. So I'm going to also say uniqueness.
So now, I love all of this. TK, please kick off this next queen. Paolo Perfección. I gotta hear you first on this.
Well, I'm so curious why this is the one that you thought I had to go with.
I can't tell if you would be in love with her or not.
I am in love with her.
Of course he is. Of course he
Yeah.
is. Of
Yeah.
course he is.
Yeah, this was so like what's her name? Sorry, I'm forgetting everybody's names.
So many new girls.
Hazel. Sorry. Hazel was that's like my, you know, I come out with my rubric, and if you impress me by checking all the boxes, I will really like you. Paula did not do that. And yet I love her so much. She's a tough one to categorize because, again, like a lot of girls, she did not tell us a lot about what she actually does. Like concretely, what challenges she will be, you know, taking on, you know, what skills she brings to the table. But she just gave endless vibes, absolute nonsense. You know, I love a spiritual queen. I always vibe with them. This could be a train wreck. She honestly, she might not do well in this competition, but I love her. And you know, again, not doing well in Drag Race is nothing to be ashamed of and does not mean anything about your life, your career. Does not mean anything about you. It just means you didn't
Drag
do well.
is art, drag is subjective.
Exactly. Thank you, Mr. Gunn. But I mean, I also, where do we put her? Nerve? I think maybe Nerve. It might be, it's charisma or nerve, I guess. I think there's a lot of possibility for uniqueness, but the look that we saw was not something that I was just like, okay, immediately she serves looks. It was really cool, but like she's gonna get in trouble for things being costumey if those are all the looks. And since she didn't specifically mention anything about that, I don't know. Talent show, singing, Snatch Game, all things that I really could see her being so good at. But again, didn't say anything about any of that stuff. She's one of those girls who I think could have a really cool talent, like something like a Willow Pill performance piece that shakes the chairs. I really could see that. But yeah, given all that, I think I am going to go with Nerve unless somebody else in the group tells me why something else is better. No matter what, I love her so much. She is very high on my list, and I'm so excited to meet her.
I personally put her as uniqueness because I think she sort of looks like a slutty Bill Cipher.
I was just gonna think,
Thank you. And so, just 1,000%, I think she's an evil book. And I want to see what kind of crazy shit she can do with her unlimited magic. It's down to that fucking freaky eye in the middle of her forehead. So,
the daughter of Bill Cipher, yeah.
Daughter of
It's-
Bill Cipher.
I think somebody called for an icon.
Oh, you get out.
For me, Miss
Illuminati.
Miss Paolo Perfección is maybe she didn't say it, but her Dragopedia article has it that she went to school for fashion. So I put her in a unique because she did go to school for fashion. She is giving me that young, slightly delusional, like on top of the world, like kind of vibe. Like if you took Fiercelicious and young Bella and like shook them up, and that those kinds of energies, that kind of panache, that kind of look in the camera and tell you like, I'm already the best, I'm just here to pick up the check, but like with less of the arrogance that can sometimes come with that. There's still just a freshness to Paolo in this, so I'm super excited. Put her in uniqueness. Let's see what this gal can sell.
So Jonah, what you thinking?
I also put uniqueness. She looks like Starro's, Cavanti child, and like Starro being from DC Comics and the DC universe.
I can't believe you went with Starro and not Star Me.
Star Me's
with the new Mega Evolutions, this is Mega Starmie.
Walking
100%.
a mile in those Louboutins.
Mega Starmie being French and all, this being Canadian, it all works out the same. I also put uniqueness because she did talk about, designing and fashion. I love this look that she's wearing. I hope that she needed, which I presume she did. And I, essentially after getting to cover Ethan/Utica over on our Project Runway coverage, I'm excited for more drag designers and more drag fashion.
Kevo, please, what are you, having brought up Project Runway, I do feel like we have a little bit more fashion in our blood these days. And I do feel like I'm surprised we're not leaning a little bit more uniqueness. Did you uniquify this girl, or where did you put her?
I thought about it with the arguments that everyone made for it, but I think I'm actually going to pivot, because I feel like a girl like this is going to try to hyper rely on something like fashion. And the girls that like to be out there, I'm a little bit more curious to see how they take direction. So I think I'm going to go charisma for girl groups, acting, and finale crown, which I think part of finale crown, now thinking about it, sort of is, how do you properly navigate this game to give the judges what they want instead of, I'm going to do what I want. So I'm curious to see how she will fit in rather than stand out.
I love that. And I'm gonna pass this next girl to start to Jonah, because PM started with basically pay pig shit and looks like Kefka, and so I am Kefka Palazzo hands off. Jonah, what are your thoughts on PM?
I'm rewatching the Fall of the House of Usher for this spooky holiday season, and just Cask of Monte, the Cask of Amontillado, right?
Amontillado, yeah.
Thank you. That's what that reminded me of. What did I put this girl to make sure that I gave this person the correct? Okay, I put her in uniqueness because I love someone who describes their drag as almost, and not almost the way that they did, but my version of it, androgynous, playing with gender, playing with this idea of performance. What is drag? Drag doesn't really have a definition or a label. Anything could be drag if you think about it. And so I'm super excited to see somebody who kind of fucks with all of that. I adore this look. I love a clown. I love everything about this aesthetic. I love the way that she paints. And I'm excited to see someone, I love gender bendingness, and I want to see more of that energy on drag. So I'm excited to see how she can create a look, put it together, how her fashion all comes together.
TK, what are your thoughts?
Imagine everything that Jonah just said, but if you're a hater. Listen, everybody's got to start with a chance on this show for me. I can't be a jerk like that. I will say that my initial reaction was took getting over, and I had some crystal method flashbacks. I think the line where you talk about how crazy you are and how you're an alien, and saying that you're bringing a unique perspective to drag and then immediately saying gender can be anything, which I feel like I've heard that before, so I don't know how unique that perspective is. It was just a lot of stuff that made me a little bit unsure. She moves insanely well, and in a really compelling way. She's really all over the place and has that great physical energy. So my thinking is Nerve, because I see her doing great in Choreo and LaLaPaRuZa and a group improv. I hope she does well in stand-up, because the way that she speaks and the way that she presents, I would like for her to be good at stand-up, because I think those jokes would be really resonant and funny. And so, you know, two of them I think I actually envision her doing great at. One of them, it is my hope that she does great at. And I think it could just as easily be uniqueness, you know, because of the things that she says motivate and drive her. Those things translate really well into design and looks for a makeover. But I am skeptical about, you know, the enthusiasm for those things translating into success at those things.
And it's really funny because I asked Kevo to have an image ready for me, because I'm pretty sure her favorite thing to do is end reality, because this bitch looks like Kefka Palazzo, and so I cannot get over it. And she's secretly working with God to destroy the universe, and for that for me is some charisma shit. That is some finale crown nonsense, and I cannot wait to see if PM can turn out to be the gayer Sephiroth.
Nice. Sorry, I had a moment where I was like, let me just double check these Commedia dell'arte characters to make sure I'm not missing one that she might be actually referencing. So PM for me is very exciting. This is actually kind of, we're going to get to Velma, and we're all very excited for our first drag king, someone who has drag king before, specifically as a drag king under a drag king name, is coming onto the stage. PM for me is actually kind of more exciting, because unlike TK, who hears the words gender is a construct and gender can be anything, I think that Drag Race, as we have currently seen it, has actually been in an extremely binary environment. I think of what they're looking for. They're looking for very specific, we are looking for the height of drag queenery, we are looking for feminine illusion, feminine, hyper feminine persuasions of dressing and performing, etc. And so, and we've had people who come in and bring a drag kingness to some of their performances, runways, etc. That kind of shifts in there. We've seen a lot of people expand what hyper femininity means, pants on the runway, not wearing heels, not wearing boobs, not wearing hips, not wearing a corset. There's all kinds of things that no wigs. We've been doing all kinds of stuff. But to have someone come in and very specifically say that there is a way to perform high drag to any gender, including those that are not defined, is something that is very exciting to me, particularly because it does not seem like they are taking it into the creature realm, which is where a lot of people send their androgynous or gender neutral looks, is into creature look, which is a wonderful thing and very exciting. But again, not what Drag Race is looking for. And so for PM to be coming in and providing all of this for us, and to be chosen and to be giving, I am so amped. I am so excited for PM. And so it's been a little difficult for me to decide where to put them, but I ended on Nerve, because dance and clownery and all kinds of things. PM might make it into like my top 25 queens, which is a very storied list at this point. So this is the one where it could be my biggest disappointment and I will cry all the tears, but I got high hopes for you, PM. I can't wait.
Maybe she'll be in Tartuffe next.
Probably.
Kevo, how you feeling? Is this PM coming right through to your private messages, or are you gonna hit block on the account?
You know, I'm not sure. You know, this design is gorgeous. So again, you want to say uniqueness, but I loved TK's pitch, and then Tori as well, pointing to Nerve, because again, you can really fall back a lot on design, and especially with the energy that PM gave. I am excited for the comedy of it, the improv. and to see how this dances. Much like Tori, I'm excited for the gender bending, but I want to see it. A lot of times someone will say that they're going to serve something and then they end up feeding us nothing. So I'm excited to see how this now will extend into the season itself.
And I want to bring up this next girl talking about extending into the season itself, because I literally shouted when she came on the screen. One of the reasons I am so surprised that Saltina Shaker is here is because she has a significantly larger online following than most of the girls that will get onto the US combined. She's got over 5 million followers across her platforms. Girl is already famous. She is a TikTok star. She is legit skis. And it's never like Sasha Colby can't be on Drag Race. You know what I mean? But, I'm going to say that one of the things that has happened a few times to me is I've thought a girl this unbelievable, this famous already, gets sort of like the Rue sits there a little, well, aren't you supposed to be great at it? And so she doesn't always make it to the finale the way I hope she would. So I'm giving this girl charisma because I want to see her in the finale. So the thing I am most excited to see is her finale crown moment, just to see her get there. I want to see her in the finale no matter the position. TK, what you got?
This is the other one that's getting my haterade. And this is less poor PM. I just did not respond well to that moment. But I do think she is great and incredibly talented. Saltina, this is the tough love. You're great, so you're held to a higher standard thing. Yeah, I mean, I say this with so much love. I have her blocked because I was sick of getting the videos and I couldn't stop getting them.
It's every other fucking video. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're not bad. That's not necessarily how I wanted my feed curated. I worry when a queen who has success in such a specific lane, like her ability to make videos of her in a mirror transitioning from boy self to drag to a really well selected pop song, that is, Trixie Mattel saying, I am the greatest auto harp playing drag queen in the history of the game. Like, you pick a specific lane, you get in. What's that?
Find the lie.
Yeah, exactly. you find the lane. Pick a place that you can just be awesome. It doesn't matter how specific you are if people then resonate with that thing you're doing. However, I don't know from the quite a bit of her social media that I have seen, that I see proof that she'll be great at anything or everything else. It's entirely possible. It is completely believable there. But I think I really, we've seen another enormous TikTok drag queen sensation, Sugar and Spice, who also had a lane that was completely unrelated to Drag Race. God bless Saltina. I think she has her lane has a bunch of stuff that you can do pretty well in Drag Race on. Sugar and Spice were not untalented, and it's not that they couldn't do a lot of things, just most of those things didn't translate to how Drag Race wants you on there. And so the show treated them like they just weren't good drag queens. They're just good, very different kinds of drag queens. Saltina, I feel like, is going to have a better shake than those girls, but I do thank you, Tori. But I do think that we could be running into the same problems. I am going to go with charisma as well, because again, I like the idea that she could be great at it all and could show up for the finale crown. But I actually do think legitimately that acting in girl groups are two places where I can really see her doing well, particularly because she is so used to curating herself in a sort of acting way when she makes the videos that she makes. I think it could work out really well for her.
I also said charisma. So Saltina Shaker, because we all got attacked with those videos. Joyride happened over the summer, and Saltina came into my life, and I could not look away. I've never experienced a queen before they get on Drag Race, and so to have one pop up all of a sudden, I'm super amped. I think Saltina is so fucking hot in so many ways. I also put her down for charisma because I think she'd crush at girl groups and acting, and I hope she could get to a finale. I will be very interested because I too was going to bring up the fact that we have had people who are very well known in a social media landscape, specifically content creation, show up on our shows before and done fine. And so I'm hoping that she brings something exciting, because I think the way she paints, I think she has something to her that's going to resonate with the Canadian judges quite well.
Jonah, what you got?
I am somebody who's not always on social media in certain ways, so I have don't know if I've encountered her content before. But I think she's great. I'm excited for her. I love the look. I love someone with there are reasons why people get big followings, and the fact that she does have 5 million followers is a feat in and of itself. So if there's a reason why people are flocking to her, so I'm excited to see the reason why. I believe, and let me just triple check. Yes, I gave her talent. And it's not because I think people who do things like TikTok are untalented, but I think there's a difference of making content creation and being talented at that, and being able to create your own, curate your own content, because you have so much control over it. What does that look like when it's not in fully of your control? So I'm really excited to see how she's able to break through and like showcase like why she's the most followed Canadian queen.
Gaboo.
And I'm going to really agree with Jonah on this one. I think especially because I feel talent is one of the harder categories. You need to really bring something, especially for the Rusical and for the Snatch Game. So if she's got a lot to prove, let's see her prove it. Let's see talent.
I love that. I'm gonna put Sami Landri in
This is Morgan McMichaels.
So this like, I swear to God, like when you can see a queen has affected other queens. Sami Landri, the moo kind of throws me. I think it looks a little bit like my Aunt Jeannie on Easter. So it's a lot, but I'm really excited to see her nerve. Hopefully not like an exposed tooth situation, but I think she's got she's somewhere between Morgan McMichaels and Pink, and Alicia, just come on, do it. So what? I'm still a rock star. TK, what do you think?
I adore this queen. I love everything about her. This is my winner. I think she's hysterical. There's something so beautifully charming about her. I've seen some clips of her online, and she's unfilteredly hilarious in a way that makes me like giggle and tee-hee. And this is drag. This is everything to me. So I put her in nerve because I need to see how much more she can make me laugh.
I will go next. Sami Landri is wild to me. I have gone deep down that rabbit hole to figure out what it is about her that has just like wrapped itself around my brain and refuses to let go in a way that I'm not entirely comfortable with. I think she's so interesting. This is someone who's got a very specific trick, which is filtering photos and photoshopping photos in such an obviously exaggerated, draggy way that it's so much fun. It's so trashy. And I think we haven't had a lot of trashy drag lately in our lives. And I'm excited.
My notes. Thank you.
I'm seeing a lot of real excitement for her. And so for me, I think I'm not sure how well she's gonna resonate, but I'm kind of feeling uniqueness for her, because I think she's gonna design something and throw something down that ball like you won't believe, and whether or not it goes well is remains to be seen.
This is an interesting one. This again brought some necessary energy to the drag race equation. Lot of talk. And so for one thing, there's a level where I'll root for her no matter what, because she's a New Brunswick queen. Again, neighbor of the North. We love them.
Rutgers, New Brunswick.
I love that New Brunswick. But I like the Canadian New Brunswick. We root for them. And so I root for her for that. I appreciate the branding of Trashique. I will be interested to see if she has something there. I think I'm going with talent because this is a talker. This is a certain kind of performer, and I could see her really enchanting us in the talent show. I could see her having a really good Snatch Game. Again, nobody has managed to do Pink well, so that could be interesting. That also would be hilarious if she just did Morgan McMichaels. But the Rusical, sometimes it's just all about what that energy that you bring, and if you especially if it is not a singing Rusical, if it's a lip sync Rusical, you can do a lot with a little when it comes to what you have to bring for choreography or any of that stuff. So she's getting talent from me. She is a wild card, well worth watching.
Oh, to our own wild card, Kevo, what you got?
I think I'm going to pivot in the opposite direction of what I said earlier for Paolo, where I pivoted away from uniqueness. I feel like this drag is very interesting, but doesn't really give me a ton. And so I really want to see what she can do with design work. I know we are joking a little about the pink thing, but I hope she doesn't end up like that Simon Cowell X Factor thing where she's forced into doing pink. It's not what she wants to do.
Oh my god.
I want to see, a whole spectrum from her. So I'm going to go with uniqueness, I think.
And now I actually feel a little bit bad because the next queen, I'm going to I feel really stupid because I'm kind of defining her not by her, but by who she's connected to. Stardoll, you're getting you're going to get a 3-week pass from me just because I love your mama. I love Suki. I love that she immediately brought her culture the moment she came onto the stage. I think she looks beautiful. I think she's really exciting. And so I'm going to give her uniqueness because I want to see the design. I want to see the looks mama. So,
yeah. Oh, sorry. I had a really similar thing, and it's like I said for Mya. Like when queens come from a heritage that is, not a North American heritage, or not, I should say, a white Eurocentric North American heritage. It's always, immediately I'm curious about the looks. I'm curious about the paint, how they're bringing that in, and then that this is Suki Doll's drag daughter means that she has a leg up on just the looks being great no matter what, regardless of what background she chooses to bring into them. So I think uniqueness is a really good fit, and then my hope is just sort of that she does flourish in those other categories, so that she has a great experience, because if she has those skills but doesn't have a lot of the others, obviously a couple bad challenges in a row that aren't design or makeover and you're out. But this is clearly someone who you could see being really, really talented. So I'm excited.
Ooh, speaking of people you can see being really, really talented, Tori.
Ooh, I gave this queen charisma. I think Star is just such a joy. She has a lot of energy, a lot of bubbliness that's really fun to watch. it seems like while she is kind of young, she's kind of got a theatery background. She's kind of a singer. And so I'm excited to see, what that kind of brings. Like is she, how does that translate to it's I guess what I'm saying is it's similar to how Saltina Shaker, if you've had control over these challenges on your own before, how do you handle not having the control in the room, and how do you rise to such an occasion?
I really love that. And I feel like we're seeing that with a lot of these girls, that potential that they would be able to rise to an occasion. Jonah, where are you with Stardoll?
I am super excited to see her after her mother's great run over on Slasian. I also put her in uniqueness because I would love to see her take on fashion. I don't want to compare her to her mother. I want to see the star that she is with the help and the guidance that Suki has given her. So I want to see how she translates that into the fashion world. So I'm excited to see if she's picked up any of those skills. I'm excited to see who she is.
And to our own star, Keva, what you thinking?
I'm thinking about it, and I love the idea of seeing what she has learned from her drag mother in terms of uniqueness, but I think I'm going to go instead with talent, not as a challenge the same way that I did before with Saltina, but more for excitement, that I really would love to see what she can bring to something like the Rusical or the Snatch Game. So I'm going talent.
I love it. Van Gogh is probably not the girl for me. I don't think we have the same idea, the same aesthetic. And so for me, then, I am more excited about seeing what I don't expect from her. Like, I come into a situation with a girl where I've got a lot of opinions, and I'm like, oh, she's going to do that. Like, so what I really want to see is I want to see her talent show. I want to see what I'm not expecting about this girl, because I don't identify with her drag. I don't really see it through the same eyes. So show me what you're all about. I want to see what makes her so great that she's here, because she's here, so she must be. I can't wait to see it. So talent all the way.
She said in her interview that she's a love it or hate it queen. You either love her or hate her. And it was a really interesting journey watching her, because she started off and I was like, yeah, I hate her. And then by the time she said that, I was like, oh no, I love her. She's very polarizing. I think she's going to be interesting. I'm putting her in uniqueness because she said specifically that she can sew and that she sewed that. And interesting look. Not what I would have expected for this challenge, but I felt she looked really different from everybody else and stood out. For me, she's one to watch, even if it is watching her go home early.
Tori, where are you at?
I agree. But in the opposite way, where she makes me very nervous. I'm in Meet the Queens, and I'm like, I'm scared of these girls. I'm scared of Van Gogh. I think she seems like a very on top of her game. She knows exactly how she crushes, and she plans to crush at those things. I'm not 100% sure if she's able to translate that crushing to other things, to use that focus. But she's the only one who brought the white clown face into this. I'll be interested to find out if that is is her face, or if that was something she put on because it is the circusry. It's very well done. So I put her in uniqueness because I was like, listen, I'm here to watch these girls stomp, so let's start stomping. Oh no, I did Van Gogh's eyeliner today. Whoops. Not as well, ladies and gentlemen.
The read.
Jonah, I would love to know what you think about Van Gogh by Charlie Manson XCX.
Love the name, love the aesthetic. I put her in uniqueness because I put her in nerve. She gives me a feisty queen. She gives me somebody who isn't going to back down. I think she's going to pick some fights, and I'm kind of excited for that. Canada is a little bit about niceness, not to stereotype the politeness of the culture up there to our neighbors up north, but I like somebody with just a little bit of bite to them. That's what I think she's got. So I'm excited to see how that translates into certain challenges where that's needed.
Kevo, I believe we had a very similar reaction to this queen who has the best Jim Lee X-Men 90s face makeup on right now in that photo. I mean, really. Kevo, where are you at with Van Gogh?
Yeah, I'm not as big a fan of vinegar as some people are. I'm not sure how I'm going to feel about her. It's going to really depend on how she actually interacts with the other queens. I'm torn for that reason between charisma and nerve. I do agree. I love uniqueness, and I think that this is great, and I'm excited to see if she can do more things like this, but more varied. But I think I'm going to go with charisma because I want to see how this one plays with others.
So I'm just gonna be awful right now. I'm giving Velma the win. I'm a drag king as well. I'm fucking obsessed with this queen. I want to see both sides. I just want to see her have the crown. So I'm gonna put her in charisma so that she can make it. She's a francophone. She has a drag king and a drag queen. Hey Van Gogh, love having you here. Thanks so much for joining. And I can't wait to see your talent. I'm legit. I can't wait. But like I there's something about it being a drag king where like I feel so seen and I feel so connected to this queen. It feels so special for me to be able to see the thing I do in the world. And so that's where I'm a little biased. So I'm a little awful. But love it. And we love you too, Van Gogh.
Love you. I'm so excited for your season. I'm so excited to unpolished, unabashed. I'm so excited.
For Velma, this is another one again. Like I just wonder about how much else was said and shot, because I just didn't get. I felt like enough about what skills she's excited to bring. Through looking at background and through what she said, I understand that she's very experienced, and she goes both ways, queen or king. She can do it all, and all of those things I absolutely love. But this was what she brought was a really, really cool look. But is she funny? I'm not sure about that. I believe that she could be, but we just didn't get anything about whether or not she's super excited to do comedy. Does she love to act or do characters? I don't know. I guess I see this as being a queen who does really well in the Rusical and in the Snatch Game. And again, it is, because she does both queening and kinging of drag, I just see her being able to slip into personalities. And then also, I really could, who the hell knows for a talent show, but I could see her bringing a great talent to a talent show. So I will go with talent for Velma.
Speaking of great talents.
Yes, that is what I call my tits. I too gave Velma talent. I'm so amped for this queen. I'm so amped to see when she pulls Velma, when she pulls Johnny. Are we quote unquote allowing that in the competition? Like you can kind of pick and choose. I'm interested to see kind of what that means for the rules of Drag Race in general. I gave her talent as well because I'm so excited to see what she does for Rusicals, what she does for Snatch Game. Canada almost always starts off with a music video still, which is kind of their way of getting two girl groups at the same time. And so I'm just amped to see what comes from this queen.
Jonah, what you got?
I also put talent. As I said at the top of the episode, I'm so excited for this performer to be on. The fact that we have the first drag king. I also think that the show did it in a way that is smart for the show. they put somebody who does both drag queen and drag king. It's not somebody who leans into specifically only a drag king aesthetic. They can dip their toes into it, see the reaction, and gauge from there. I hope, my biggest hope, is that this does open the door for another drag king show. I know we had the King of Drag. I thought that was great, fantastic. I want that show to get the money and the praise and the
Visibility
it deserves. Yes,
yeah.
Exactly. And I'm so excited. I can't. So I put her in talent just because I just got to see what she can do. He and she can do.
Oh, I love that. And speaking of what he can do, Kevo, bring us on home.
I think I am going to go with Jonah on this one as well. The kooky, mercurial energy that Velma Jones is giving us really strongly reminds me of Nymphia Wind. I'm not sure even why. There's just this eccentric, like it's that Phoebe energy. And I am really excited to see what she will bring. And I want to see Johnny. I think it's really wild that we saw Saltina out of drag, but didn't see Johnny. So that's interesting. But I'm excited to see what that will bring to the show. We talk a lot about wanting to see them mix things up, and I think this is a great way to do that. So love her. Love so many queens for this season. Love Pink. No bad seeds anywhere ever.
Not on this earth.
But yeah, this was a lot of great energy. Everyone, make sure to check out the description or the live feed for the link to the tier maker and show us what your thoughts are on these girls. We've already got a bunch of participants, and this has just been so fun.
Speaking of so fun, I want to thank everyone who came to play. Matt, Andrew, Van Goth, and like that's one of the things I love when the queens come around and like hear our critiques and are never like, you don't know, that they're like, oh my god, you guys are valid, your art is cool too. And that's what Canada's Drag Race has always felt like. Your art is valid too. So thank you so much for being a part of our show and our world, and letting us be a part of yours. And I can't wait to come back and talk about these queens when it premieres. It's going to be such an exciting season. But until then, Jonah, where can everybody get more of you if they're also Team Jonah? Because clearly that was a stunt you pulled because you knew. No, I'm totally kidding.
I did not. I'm just speaking the honest truth. And if you want to see more of my honest truth, you can follow me online at Peak Jonah.
Tori, you are so terrific, and other T's. So tell me where we can to find you.
You can find all of these teasings at SM Tori. That's Tori with an I.
Kevo, you produce this thing like a mofucker. Where can we get mo of you if we want it?
You can find me at Kevo Rayleigh. That's KEVOREALLY.
TK, where can everyone find you making me meatloaf? Wait, try again.
In the damn kitchen where I belong. But I will be checking my phone while I'm doing that. So just get on the socials at TK Accidental.
All right, that makes me Nico Action, NICOACTION. You guys can check out my music, Nico Action Music, NICOACTIONMUSIC. And Van Goth, we cannot wait to see more of the season. Thank you so much for playing and hanging with us. Guys, go check out Van Goth. Go on the medias, go on the social media, check out all of these girls, subscribe to every one of them. That's the whole reason we do this. Give every one of these girls their love, their flowers, and their due. Make sure that you keep your shitty comments in your pocket, and make sure that you keep your love out in the world, right?
It's fun. Have fun.
Right?
It's drag. It's not that serious.
It's just fact. There is no need to cry.
There's no need to cry.
Do us a favor, like, comment, and subscribe, because that's what turns these fairies into real boys. That's from Peter Pan or whatever. So then, but the other thing you guys can do for yourselves. Number 1, please stay safe. Crazy world. Number 2, please be brave. But number 3, you got to evolve daily. Who you were yesterday, that's your original drag. Who you are today, you're looking hot, bitch. But it's who you are tomorrow that's going to bring it on home when you go to Canada's Drag Race. So until you walk home with the crown, we'll see you